She stayed quiet for years. But now, Selena just dropped a track that has the internet losing it. This isn't just another love song. It's a lyrical weapon, and fans are convinced it's aimed directly at Hailey Bieber. The lyrics? Savage. The espèce by we pop. Timing? Suspicious. The reaction? Total chaos. Within hours of release, Twitter threads exploded. TikTok detectives started dissecting every word. And YouTube? Flooded with theories, from dartboard metaphors to breakup anthems, mass disclosure. Fans are saying this track doesn't just tell a story. It exposes one. But is Selena really throwing shade? Or are we all just way too online? In this deep dive, we're breaking down the most explosive lyrics, the internet's wildest theories, and why this so-called feud between Selena and Hailey refuses to die no matter how many times both women ask for peace. Buckle up. Because this isn't just drama. It's digital obsession on full display, and it all starts with a single track. She stayed quiet for years, but now? Selena Gomez just dropped a track that has the entire internet losing it. This isn't just another love song, it's a lyrical weapon. And fans are absolutely convinced it's aimed directly at Hailey Bieber. The lyrics are savage, the timing is suspicious, and the fallout? Pure chaos. Within hours of release, Twitter threads were on fire, TikTok detectives dissected every word, and YouTube lit up with theory after theory. From dartboard metaphors to breakup lines, mass disclosure, listeners believe this isn't just music, it's a message. 1. Meant to expose the truth behind years of fan-fueled drama. But is Selena really throwing shade? Or are we all just way too online? In this deep dive, we're breaking down the most explosive lyrics, the internet's wildest reactions, and why this so-called feud between Selena and Hailey refuses to fade, no matter how many times both women publicly ask for peace. Buckle up, because this isn't just pop culture drama. It's digital obsession in full view. And it all starts with one track. Selena's latest track didn't just trend, it detonated. Social media went into full meltdown mode the moment it dropped. If you've even glanced at your For You page, you've seen it. Fans analyzing lyrics, comparing timelines, and calling this the most direct message Selena has ever sent. The track, part of her new collab album with fiancé Benny Blanco, titled I Said I Love You First, doesn't name names. But fans say it doesn't have. 2. The clues are everywhere, and the placement of this song says it all. Tucked second to last on the album, right after a string of intimate tracks about her relationship with Benny, this one feels like the final chapter in an emotional purge. The energy? It's giving, I'm done explaining, here's the truth. And the lyrics, brutal in the most elegant way, are what really set the internet ablaze. I know the two of you used to talk like every day, and ever since I came around it hasn't been the same, she sings. Then comes the dagger. You probably got a dartboard of my face right in the middle. That line alone had fans screen recording, like their lives depended on it. Add in a chorus that softly declares, he sleeps in my bed, I met his parents. It's official, and the internet didn't stand a chance. It felt like a sweet but savage mic drop, a final word to someone clearly still holding onto the past. And the fans? They were eating it up. Pop culture fans didn't just notice, they mobilized. TikTok timelines were instantly flooded with breakdowns, reactions, and side-by-side comparisons. Stan accounts pointed out the lyrics with laser focus, claiming they weren't just poetic, they were surgical. Media outlets jumped on the frenzy. Elite Daily highlighted the dartboard line as a clear call-out. J14 described the track as Selena, shedding her kill them with kindness image and leaning into something sharper, something bolder. Even Daily Mail pulled receipts, connecting the lyrics to years of subtle tension and emotional history. Some critics labeled the tone as borderline mean girl energy, a shift from Selena's usual softness. And that's exactly why the internet couldn't get enough. It felt like a new era. A Selena who wasn't just moving on, she was letting the past know it no longer had power. Of course, not everyone was sold. The album earned a decent but not glowing score on Metacritic, with some reviewers praising the experimentation while others called it unfocused. But numbers aside, everyone agreed. This one track had the world talking. And while fans built their theories and wove together years of timelines, Selena stayed completely silent. No clarifications, no Instagram captions, just the song. That alone added fuel to the fire and gave the internet full permission to connect every dot they could find. Then came the curveball no one expected. Selena finally spoke. But instead of confirming or denying anything, she added more mystery. In her album commentary, she revealed that "Don't Take It Personally" wasn't even her story. At least, not directly. She said, "This is actually me in an experience of someone maybe in my past that had gone through whatever they needed to go through." The explanation? Vague. The tone? Intentionally distant. But to fans, it sounded more like a breadcrumb trail than a denial. If it wasn't about her, why did it feel so personal? Why did it sound like it came from somewhere real, somewhere raw? Even Capital FM covered the moment with headlines quoting Selena saying, "It's not what you think." But those 5 words only made things worse. Because if there's one thing that drives the internet wild, it's ambiguity. And Selena, knowingly or not, dropped just enough clues to keep everyone guessing. Was she protecting someone's privacy? Hiding her real feelings? Or simply choosing to let the fans tell their version of the story while she stepped back? Whatever her motive, it worked. The fan base locked in deeper than ever, dissecting every lyric, every interview, every silent pause, convinced that the truth was in there somewhere, just out of reach. To truly understand why "Don't Take It" personally triggered a full-blown internet meltdown, you have to rewind. Because Selena and Justin were just another celebrity couple. They were the couple. A defining pop culture era. From 2010 to 2018, their relationship played out like a real-life Netflix series, full of public kisses, sudden breakups, quiet reconciliations, and emotional chaos. Their first date? A seemingly innocent IHOP outing in 2010 that Selena brushed off as just pancakes. But soon after, the world saw them arm in arm at the Vanity Fair Oscars party, and the Jelina era officially began. Justin went all in. He once rented out the entire Staples Center just to watch Titanic with her. That wasn't just young love. It was cinematic, but it didn't last. Their first major breakup came in 2012, with insiders blaming distance and trust issues. They got back together in 2013, then split again. It was messy, exhausting, and deeply public. And just when fans thought it might be over for good, they rekindled in 2017, during a particularly vulnerable time in Selena's life, right after her kidney transplant. For a moment, it felt like they'd found each other again. But by March 2018, it ended for good. And within months, barely a breath later, Justin was engaged to Hailey. It wasn't just fast, it was whiplash. For the internet, it felt like a relationship that had barely closed the door was suddenly locked shut. And for many fans, that emotional whiplash never really faded. And here's where the story gets even messier. Because before she became Mrs. Bieber, Hailey wasn't just another face in the crowd, she was a fan. A full-blown Twitter-posting, Jelina-shipping fan. Back in 2011, teenage Hailey was tweeting about how much she loved Justin and Selena's relationship, calling them a teenage dream and proudly declaring herself 100% Team Jelina. Those old tweets resurfaced years later, and for many fans, they felt like evidence, proof that Hailey hadn't just stumbled into Justin's life, she had studied it. That fangirl past made everything feel more complicated. It wasn't giving villain, it was giving obsession. Like a fanfic turned real. Then came October 2019, fresh off Justin and Hailey's wedding. Selena dropped "Lose You to Love Me," a heartbreaking ballad that many believed was a direct response to the whirlwind engagement. When she sang, in 2 months you replaced us, it hit like a gut punch. The timeline was too sharp, the lyrics too specific. The internet couldn't unsee the overlap. And just as the song went viral, Hailey stirred things up even more, not with a post, but with a screenshot. She shared Summer Walker's "I'll Kill You" to her Instagram story, no caption. Just that. Fans lost it. Was it a clapback? A coincidence? Hailey denied everything, calling it nonsense. Selena, on the other hand, stayed composed, telling her followers she didn't stand for women tearing each other down. But even with both women trying to keep things civil, the storm kept brewing. By 2022, things hit a boiling point. Hailey finally broke her silence on the long-standing rumors during her Call Her Daddy podcast appearance. For the first time, she addressed the homewrecker label head-on, stating clearly, "I was never with him when he was in a relationship with anybody, period." It was raw, firm, and meant to shut the door on the years of speculation. She even said there was nothing but respect between her and Selena. But the internet didn't calm down. It exploded all over again. The very next day, Selena posted a TikTok about kindness and mental health, calling out the irony of people spreading hate while supporting her beauty brand. She never mentioned Hailey's name. She didn't have to. Fans were already convinced it was a response. Then came the moment that shocked everyone. Selena and Hailey posing together at the Academy Museum Gala in October 2022. The photo instantly went viral. Two women, long rumored to be enemies, standing side by side, smiling. For a brief moment, it felt like the internet might finally let it go. But peace is a fragile thing in fandom culture. Just a few months later, Eyebrowgate reignited everything. Selena posted a lighthearted TikTok joking about over-laminating her brows. Hours later, Hailey shared a FaceTime screenshot with Kylie Jenner, both flaunting perfectly styled brows. The timing? Too precise. Fans saw it as shade. Kylie denied. Selena backed her up. But the drama had already been set on fire. Again, by March 2023, the negativity had become overwhelming. Selena publicly announced she was stepping away from social media, saying, "I'm too old for this." But the situation only escalated. Hailey reportedly started receiving death threats. In a surprising moment of solidarity, Selena defended her, posting a heartfelt message urging fans to stop the hate, to be kind, and to consider the toll this toxic cycle was taking. Hailey echoed the same plea. But even with both women asking for peace, the internet wasn't ready to let go. What happened next pushed the drama from celebrity feud to full-blown internet obsession. Despite both Selena and Hailey publicly asking for kindness, fans took things in the opposite direction. TikTok exploded with theory videos, timelines, and visual breakdowns. It wasn't just about the lyrics anymore, it became about everything. Fans started tracking outfits, interviews, tattoos, even playlist choices. Side-by-side comparisons flooded the internet, claiming Hailey had been copying Selena's style for years, matching white dresses, identical poses, similar quotes in interviews. It didn't matter how small the detail, if it aligned, it became part of the so-called proof. One TikTok series in particular went mega viral. A 7-part deep dive that painted Hailey as a fan-turned-psycho stalker. It showed clips of her attending Justin's events before they even knew each other, like his Never Say Never premiere and early concert performances. Then came the alleged D-Miz. A former Bieber fan claimed Hailey once messaged her asking for Justin's hotel info. That one detail alone sent fans spiraling. Suddenly, every action Hailey had taken, from liking certain posts to launching her own cooking show, was viewed through the lens of obsession. Especially the comparisons to Selena plus Chef, the vibe, the kitchen, the family guest stars. To fans, it was all too similar. Too deliberate. It didn't stop there. Even tattoos became evidence. Hailey's delicate G tattoo behind her ear was compared to Selena's tribute to her sister Gracie, placed in the same spot. Then came the talk of Hailey's J tattoo, which some claimed resembled a promise ring Justin once gave Selena. From tweets to ink, from red carpet dresses to Instagram captions, the fanbase had gone full detective mode, and this time, they weren't just looking for drama. They were building a case. At some point, it stopped being about Selena and Hailey and started revealing something darker about us. Because while the internet played detective, both women were quietly breaking down. Selena has been open about her struggles with anxiety and depression, especially under the weight of constant speculation. In her Apple TV Plus documentary My Mind and Me, she called the breakup with Justin the best thing that ever happened to her, not because it was easy, but because it forced her to survive the worst heartbreak of her life. She spoke about feeling haunted by a past relationship that no one else would let go of, even when she had. That pain wasn't poetic, it was raw, and it never fully stopped. On the other side, Hailey has faced a level of online hate that most people wouldn't survive. Death threats, comment section abuse, accusations of obsession, manipulation, even stalking, most of it coming from people she's never met. In March 2025, she finally posted a TikTok, visibly exhausted, begging the internet to leave her alone. Her words were sharp but honest. "I'm minding my business. Please, be miserable somewhere else." The fatigue in her face said more than any clapback ever could. This wasn't just fan behavior anymore. It was emotional warfare, and maybe that's the real twist in this story. The obsession isn't coming from the celebrities. It's coming from inside the fandom. People aren't just following a storyline, they're inserting themselves into it. What began as curiosity has mutated into projection. The heartbreak, the jealousy, the need for validation, fans are turning celebrity drama into mirrors for their own unresolved emotions. And that's what makes it so dangerous. Because when the narrative becomes bigger than the people inside it, the truth gets buried. And the damage gets real. After all the theories, receipts, and rabbit holes, what are we really left with? A song, a few cryptic lyrics, a silence that fans have filled with years of speculation, and two women both asking for peace, while the internet keeps dragging them into a war they never declared. Don't take it personally may not be about Hailey. It may not even be about Selena, but the way we responded to it, that says more than the lyrics ever could. Because sometimes the drama isn't in the music, it's in the meaning we project onto it, and maybe that's the part we've been avoiding. The idea that this entire feud, the obsession theories, the outfit breakdowns, the tattoo, timelines might not say much about Selena or Hailey at all, but everything about us, about how we consume fame, about how we turn women into rivals, about how we confuse connection with control, and about how desperately some of us want to believe we know the whole story, even when the people actually living it have moved on. Selena is engaged. Hailey's a new mom. They've both built their lives far beyond this saga, but for some reason, the internet won't let them leave the stage. Maybe it's time we stop reading lyrics like courtroom evidence. Maybe it's time we believe them when they say they've moved on. Maybe, just maybe, it's time we do the same.